Good afternoon, and welcome to Cleveland Browns Daily on a Friday. It's presented today by Ballybet, an official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. I am joined by the world's greatest basketball-playing librarian, Jason Gibbs. Well, you had your glasses on earlier, and you were looking quite studious. Show the people.
Studious? So this is
look at that.
This is 48 years old now.
Yeah, look at that. Readers. Are those readers?
They're readers. They're not cheaters. They are full-blown
readers. Good for you.
No, I don't think it's good at all. I think it got to the point where I couldn't sign checks, which was working for me in the bar for a while.
That's a good idea.
Oh, someone else has to take care of this.
Yeah, good idea.
I can't see
that should be a curb episode.
I can't see the tab.
Yeah, I have noticed, like, I'm pretty good, but I have noticed sometimes it's like some things like right here, I do one of these. Yeah. It's going to happen to you, Brock.
We're here.
Time is undefeated.
Oh, I hope not.
It will. Father Time is undefeated, especially because you guys are young, and what have you spent your whole life doing?
Screens in our phones, yeah.
It's going to rapidly accelerate that process.
Brock, you just worry about what you have to do to celebrate your 3-year anniversary with your lady tomorrow.
Oh, baby. What's on?
It's a week late.
Is it a secret?
It's a week late.
Gibbs. I had a dilemma today whether to.
You should ask Z this. Well, let's do it on the air.
Okay.
We have
I'm a very romantic person.
I came up with a really great plan.
All right, don't pat yourself on the back yet.
I'm 100%. I want an invitation to the wedding.
Okay.
One of my high school buddies invited me to the Guardians game tonight. $2 beers and $1 dog night tonight.
And it's the Cardinals.
So in the words of my father and also Beatbox, it sounds like a great value.
Hold on.
And then yesterday was my dad's retirement party. Happy retirement, Dad.
Congrats.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that day.
So I told my girlfriend yesterday that I would spend tonight with her. So I had the decision to make whether to go to the Guardians game or spend date night with my girlfriend.
Okay. And what did you do?
The 3-year anniversary was last weekend. He's
and we have not celebrated that anniversary yet?
Yeah, he had a family like little reunion thing.
How would you describe the balance in your relationship?
Very healthy.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not going to be happy if you cancel and go to this game, I would imagine. Even if she's a very chill girl. I don't think that they're
especially because 2 days ago he brought up hey, let's hang out Friday night.
Yeah, you can't then be like, actually, instead of hanging out with you, who I love, I'd rather go hang out with my friend at the Guardians game. And there are 81 Guardians games. So to me, the only solution for you in this is to make it her idea that you guys go to the Guardians game.
To add in another wrinkle, the friend who invited me to the Guardians game, he's moving to Charlotte. He just graduated from college, so he's moving to Charlotte to work and live there next week.
I think you have to. If you want to go to the Guardians game, I think she's coming with you. That's what I think. So he's moving next week.
That's right. Now, the whole thing is...
Are there Guardians games this weekend?
Yeah, the Cardinals are in town. Maybe the Redbirds. Let's go.
So this is what you do. And I realize that maybe the beers and the dogs won't be as
cheap,
economical,
affordable.
Yeah, you just go to be like, we're going out tonight. Hey, he's leaving town. He invited me to this game tonight, but I know that we're celebrating our 3rd-year anniversary, and I want to be with you, baby. But Saturday, I'm going to the game with Ralph.
But he wasn't invited for Saturday.
Him and Ralph will figure that out. They'll be able to go to the game Saturday.
Seats are available.
Yeah. Or Sunday or Monday.
Or just stand in the bar areas, which are fantastic.
Yeah, go in the right field and have a great time.
Mini camp.
Yeah. I think that's probably. What did you do?
I am going to the game tonight, and I told her we'll have a day tomorrow.
And she was amenable?
Yeah, because she's like, I understand he's leaving for Charlotte, and you won't be able to see him as much.
Play that card all day. Like, it's my last time to see my
You've got a good one
for a little while.
You've got a good one. That's good. That's fantastic.
That I do, yes.
Yeah, I think that is
even if we
totally
tried to
reasonable.
Hook you up
and
with Indiana Fever girl.
I think what it's going to mean though is I don't know anything about that, but I like it.
Was
I here? Or is this when the girl Sophie Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
I
like,
wasn't
hey,
here.
you know Sophie Cunningham.
But I wasn't here for that.
No.
No.
But Bo was.
Oh, yeah.
Bo led that charge.
I bet. Yeah. Defending Caitlin. A lot to like there. Good teammate. You're probably going to have to like maybe up the ante for your hangout based on what you thought it was going to be tonight.
That's what I said.
Yeah, well, we're veterans, dude.
Yeah.
We're veterans.
That's exactly what I said. I said,
smart.
Any kind of, because he was like, we might grab some drinks and go play putt-putt. I go, that's not going to work.
I think maybe a nice meal, maybe some flowers.
I
it's
think,
a third anniversary.
How about you make a day of it?
Yeah.
How about you make a day of it and hang out? Instead of just like an evening festivity, how about you make a day of it?
Oh, here, I got an idea for you. Where are you guys at in town?
I'm in Westlake. She's in the border of North Ridgeville and North Homestead.
The only side that matters, the west side.
Well, I'm going to give him an idea that's going to bring him east because it's actually, I say you take her to a nice brunch at Restoration Hardware. It's beautiful. You're up on
nice.
It's like a very cool place. It has a very cool vibe. It gives off the like,
I like that.
This is a big event vibe for this. And then you probably don't have to do a big dinner because you guys are going to start day drinking. And then you can go walk around Chagrin Falls. Beautiful. Have an ice cream. Hold hands. Beautiful. And then,
there are some good.
There's a lot of good stuff
fun
over
little
there.
Stores to walk in.
Yeah, Chagrin Falls is the best. That's right.
I do like Chagrin Falls.
But Restoration Hardware
wife
is
loves
actually
Chagrin
very cool, and that would be like, that'll get you a real nice meal. Is it expensive for a brunch? Yes, but is it expensive compared to like going out to a really
a college
nice dinner?
kid.
No.
It's a college budget.
But it's not crazy, and they don't have booze. They just have like, you guys have a brosé or a.
How do you not have a?
They don't have a liquor license. I don't know if it's because it's a store, but it's cool. The Chinese chicken salad? Oh, unbelievable. It's really good. Truffle fries.
But you need
a
a mimosa for a brunch.
No, they have mimosas.
Oh.
Mimosa are good. They have no liquor.
Oh. Yeah,
so
fine.
no Bloody Mary.
That's fine.
Are you a Bloody Mary guy?
I've never had one before.
Then no. Should. Very good. I wasn't until I met my wife.
I am not a Bloody Mary guy.
Yeah, dude, that would be, or something like that. Just do like a nice brunch and, write a nice card. Are you a card guy?
We exchange letters.
Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Maybe a little slider and a little, not expensive, but a thoughtful gift.
Yeah.
So I love you, baby. Yeah. Maybe you find something at the Guardians game. I was thinking about you while I was at the game.
Here's a baseball signed by Slider.
No, but does she wear a hat? Like, would she wear a ball cap? Did she wear like a hoodie? Of course she would wear a hoodie.
Yeah, she wear Guardians merch, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like something that she likes that fits her style profile. Be like, while I was at the game, I was thinking about you. Because I can't wait to hang out with you tomorrow night. The next level is next.
I mean, anybody else with any
relationship we can do
issue?
we can do anything on it. We got it all.
We could even take your phone calls today if you wanted.
Oh God, Gibbe, are you sure?
I don't know.
By the way, happy birthday, Mo Pedman.
I saw that, and the answer, nope.
What was the question?
That's the message he gets on his day.
Nope.
And he likewise reciprocates.
By the way, for him, I mean, I was working with him when he was a young man in his 20s. Same for you. Is
this
one more year?
Oh.
Next year.
Well, that's
the big 4-0. How about it? I was on with him this morning. No mention of this from anybody. Like, hey, it's nothing.
Did you wish him one?
Not on the air because I didn't know.
You should.
Well, I've texted him since. We've had lovely exchanges.
All good.
Yeah. Well, now it's in my calendar. I'm a big but I have to have it in my calendar.
He's a fantastic human.
Oh my God, love the guy.
Yeah,
I love the guy.
I have a great story about him that I cannot talk about on the air. Well, I will tell you in the commercial break.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's a story that involves me and him that will be talked about till we die.
Well,
in this room.
One show that I miss.
Yeah. I didn't notice I didn't say me, you, and him.
One.
Or me, him, and you. Yeah.
And it all went to hell in a handbasket.
It did.
Quickly.
That it did.
Okay.
That it that it did. By the way, there's no reason for the NBA draft to be 2 days.
Nope.
Brox, you're dialed. You're as dialed as anybody, right?
Did you watch both nights?
Sure. I just tuned in for the Cavs picks last night.
All right. So we like the kid from Duke because he can shoot it a little bit, right? No?
I like him.
He was like the 4th or 5th option on that team, right?
Actually, he probably was the 2nd or 3rd.
What do you mean? They had 3 guys win the top 10.
Correct. Well, the one was a project. The one, he really didn't come into his own until like the last month of the season, and because of his height.
The guy whose name you didn't know?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay. If he can shoot.
You know what? Good luck.
Wow.
Cavs, I love you. I am not going to besmirch him. I already did besmirch him on this show.
Did we need another Niang? Was anybody out there saying
by
we
the
need
way,
another Niang?
That guy ain't going to play in the league.
Saliu? Is he any good?
No.
I'm not familiar with him.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you
play
what
from?
they think.
Where did he play? Isn't he? Was he overseas?
Yeah, he didn't play college ball.
He's
Italy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nope.
Is he Italian?
No,
No.
he's I think from the Congo.
Here. This
I
is
just
all
don't
you,
think we
this
need
is
it.
all you need to know about
I think
him.
one Niang's enough for a franchise.
Niang, a stash pick. This is from ESPN. Faces longer odds. He's career shooting on threes 26% and 71% from the free throw line.
Okay. Is he
I
big?
think we're not going to see him.
How big is he?
6'8".
Okay. All right.
It's actually 6'7", 190 according to the
What?
ESPN.
That's like me in high school thin. 6'7", 190.
That's right. I of all the Dukies, and I am a big Dookie fan.
You said it.
This is the one that. Yep.
Can we
there you
clip
go.
that? I am a big dookie. Yeah.
I just give you content.
You do. That's good. We need that on
This is the one I really wasn't.
Weren't a
I
fan.
was-
Not a
I
fan.
thought for sure he would be gone, and this wouldn't be an issue.
Wow.
And, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens.
All right. For those people who are curious, by the way, yesterday I talked about being at that UH event at the stadium, and they had the kind of the Shark Tank in the pitch. The one that ended up winning was the foot sole that like tells you everything about your gait and your foot pressure. And
I kind of like that.
that ended up coming in first, and then Brace. That one was called Lubu, and then Brace, which is the shoelaces and just the material science. That one came in second, which was also very good. The one that came in third was awesome. Hydrostasis about the hydration. It just needs to be not its own. It needs to be integrated into like an Apple Watch, and they can do that. And then I think it'll be. I think a lot of people have it. But if you ever come across these things, now you'll know. You'll be like, hey,
Started right here.
that's where it was. That's where it got rolling. Yeah, the shoelace one was a kid from India who was an athlete growing up who got hurt because of bad equipment and launched this thing. He's still in school at Michigan State. And this company is like blowing up. He's got 3 people. One of them, I think Ron Hill was his name, who was like big up at Nike. That's already like they're advising into it. Like this, I think that company, we will hear a lot about that company in the future. I think it's going to be in like, I think their shoelaces are going to be in, they're going to become standard shoelaces that are issued with every major shoe company. And if that happens, this kid is going to be loaded.
See you on the beach.
Yeah.
Actually, I won't because I'm not in that tax bracket. I will be nowhere near him. He will
You're
have
in
his own
Florida
beach.
all the time.
Huh?
You're in Florida all the time.
Yeah, but he'll have his own beach. You buy your own island with things like that.
Maybe
if things go well.
he'll hear you talk about him so glowingly and say, you know what, Gibbe, I'd like you to come along.
Great. I'll promote
see you
your
there.
stuff.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Why not?
All right. Speaking of university hospitals, our hot topics of the day are presented by University Hospitals, the official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. By the way, Brock, there's very little chance that your girlfriend is listening to this program, right?
Yeah, she's not listening. She's at work right now. Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't listen just to hope that she gets to hear your beautiful voice?
I don't think so.
Oh, man. Well, if she does, she might know a little bit of the playbook that you're going to employ over the next few days. But who cares?
I have thrown out a fantastic all-day event.
Yeah.
And
no, I think we're on to something.
I think you have a fantastic event.
Yeah.
I like the Chagrin Falls thing.
Yeah. Romantic waterfalls.
Great. Waterfalls.
People love them.
Yep.
Natura. You also, if you wanted to not do the Restoration Hardware, you could go have brunch at a place called 17 River Grill and get one of the tables that's outside, that's like literally sitting outside, like looking
That's a
at the
good
waterfall. Beautiful.
That's a great place.
Beautiful. So lots
do
of
like
options
that.
for you. All right, we actually have some real stuff here, huh, Gibbe? Right out of the rip. All right, coming up today, we're going to hear from Jason Tarver and talk about the linebacker room, which I think is actually going to be pretty interesting. We're going to talk about an opportunity for you guys to go on some of the road trips with the Cleveland Browns this year with True Fan Travel, and our guy Vince Rizzuto, who I really enjoyed. I enjoyed talking with him.
I think you two together. It's like the gatekeeper and the keymaster.
Yeah.
I feel like we should keep you apart, but
no, Gozer the Gozerian.
Yeah, I think it could be a very, very good little partnership.
Oh man, and then dip it into the BPA archive.
The stuff that didn't make
Shador.
the best of week.
This doesn't make best of?
Well, your interview made the best of week.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Once in a
I
while.
thought maybe you had
No.
somebody trying to keep him down that you're affiliated with.
No, it's all right. The Syracuse Boosters are off today.
They are, yeah, indeed they are. We've got
away from my text.
Oh, from Check the Mic. This was good. I found this last night, but we'd both found it. We both came across it last night. Stan Monson, Steve Palazzolo.
There's excerpts because some of it we're not allowed to air.
I'm going to go ahead and send you to the spell check on that one.
Oh,
this is very nice phonetically.
It actually, after I typed it, I'm like, that really doesn't look right.
No.
And it didn't come up, the underline didn't come up, and I'm like, all right, we're going to roll with that.
They might not even know what you were even going for.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's good. So we've got that, and then we're going to rank every position room on the Browns. They'll be out here. Look, you want to call up? You can.
Or send us a tweet.
Send us a tweet.
Send us a question on YouTube.
Send us a question on YouTube.
J-Mac, just keep them coming to me today.
Yeah, just as stuff comes in, if anything's interesting to you guys, if you guys need relationship advice, we've got that covered for you as well. We've got a lot. Really, we're here to help the people today in any way that we can. By the way, have you guys, part of, I think, your date, I want Mind Enterprises to be the soundtrack of this date. Have you listened? Has anybody done any listening?
Who on social media reached out? Someone, hold on.
Dude, they just dropped another one right now called Move, and they play a sound of like a car beeping, and they go, move. It is. It's electric.
Let's see.
I'm serious. This is not a joke. This is not being farcical at all. I love it.
We're playing it on a computer here, not near a microphone. By the way, look at the guys.
Move.
What is that?
It's a song called Move, dude. What do you mean, what is that? Now they're having some Campari. I love these guys. What do you mean, look at these guys? They're legends.
They're amazing.
Everybody out there, for real. We put the picture up. Go to @Mind Enterprises on Twitter, JMac, and I would like you to get the Move. It's a 1-minute video, and I would like that for the people to be able to enjoy coming in or out of a break.
Oh, here we go. Jerome tweeted at us.
Jerome.
Why has Mind Enterprises not been in my life until right now?
I don't know.
Glorious.
It wasn't in my life
I had
until...
to find it. It was on another...
It wasn't in my life until, I want to say, like
account.
5 days ago. And on my For You page, I just saw something that just said, Italo Disco is the soundtrack of the summer. And once I saw the guy on the right, I call him the guy on the right. I need to get his name because if I'm going to be a true fan, I need the names of the guys in the band. I do have T-shirts on the way. They have been ordered. I will be wearing one shortly. Maybe that's what you get your girlfriend, a Mind Enterprise T-shirt. And I was just like, okay, I'm in. I'll click on it. And if you guys know how the X works now, like if you click on anything, it's over. Your For You page, it's like it's a flood, a flash flood of this content. And in this case, and this is his punch.
Brock's not impressed.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Brock, you put this on at your next frat party in Butler? I'm telling you
right now that there are very important people in this world that are making inquiries as to whether or not this duo can play Turkey Camp 26.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. How do you not?
This is fun.
Oh my goodness!
This is on a porch. This is on a porch.
Oh yeah, you're out there, little Campari.
In August,
for sure.
Yeah.
How could you have a bad time?
Who needs summer
with
at
this
the
place?
Hamptons when you got this? You go. You make
I
your
mean,
own version of the Hamptons.
Listen.
Well done, Kev.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. Now eventually we need the video because I think it's really seeing is as important as hearing in this case. It's like it's a whole vibe. It's a whole experience. It's very good. All right, you have some serious stuff for me here, Gibbe. From Aaron Schatz of ESPN, he proposed one final offseason move for every team.
He did. They got to the AFC North. Ravens extend quarterback Lamar Jackson. That must be nice if that's your only problem. Or if that's the one final offseason move that you need. I mean, they went out and got Jair Alexander.
There was some dude that was coming at me yesterday with that picture that does not look like me. Thank you very much. And
good place.
Some guy in his Twitter handle is Captain Obvious. I was like, my nose is a little bit smaller than that. And he was basically like, is it? And I'm like, you're Captain Obvious. You should know. I feel like saying that we need to sign them up. That feels Captain Obvious. You want to keep Lamar Jackson. Got it.
Extension talks with Jackson are in the introductory stage. Jackson is signed through 2027, but the two-time MVP is now 10th among quarterbacks in average annual salary.
Okay.
Jackson's set to have a cap number of over $74 million next year.
Yeah, so you extend him and knock that number down.
Yep.
That's what they're going to do. That will happen.
Bengals solve the Shamar Stewart problem. That's a Bengals problem. That's not a Shamar Stewart problem. That's a Bengals problem.
I think the
Kentucky Bengals.
The Bengals need to accept the limit, which I think isn't it $500 million. That
they need some assistance financially to run the day-to-day there.
NFL
awful loud with the ice.
Equity teams. The NFL approved a rule change allowing private equity firms to purchase a minority stake, marking a significant shift in their thing. It can be maximum of 10% of a team's equity. So let's just say the value of the let's see what the Bengals value is.
So this is all about the dispute is related to a specific contract language regarding the potential voiding of guarantees in case of default by the player. This is language, that a lot of players have put into their contracts. The problem is that it is not language that past Cincinnati first-round picks have had in their contracts, and Shador does not want to be the first.
Shamar.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's also the Trey Hendrickson problem. But as you said, it's a Bengals problem.
Cincinnati has past first-round picks have that language.
So the Bengals are valued a little over $5 million, which is actually 32nd in the NFL. They have the lowest valuation of any team in the NFL, despite having Joe Burrow, which doesn't feel like that should make sense. That means they could take in $540,000 for 10%. $million, because they're valued at $5.4 billion. So $540 million that they could bring in, which is 10% of their team, in cash. That would allow them to pay the Trey Hendricksons, would allow them to structure. Because I thought so it has to do with that language. I also thought it had to do with how they were going to pay out his bonus.
It doesn't say anything about that. It says this is the main sticking point.
Okay. So that other part really has nothing to do with money then. I don't know why they're trying to do that to him. Why are they trying to do that? They're just being weird with guarantees. Because, again, I think if they had more cash, maybe they wouldn't be as weird with guarantees. Nonetheless, the point is, they could get an influx of $540 million that would allow them to do things and use cash in a way that is advantageous to them with their cap. One thing now, we have not had the success of Bengals because we don't have Joe Burrow. Now, hopefully, we will have a quarterback of that level soon, hopefully from this rookie class even. We have owners whose money came from another business that allowed them to buy an NFL team, and they're liquid. So the Browns have been very aggressive with their use of cash to try and field the best team. We have not had the results because we don't have that quarterback. But if the Bengals, for example, had ownership like ours, for the Bengals, their money comes from the franchise.
Yeah.
So as the valuation grows, it's not as liquid. And so that's why it feels like it would make sense for them to take in some of that private equity money. The Bills have done it, and I want to say the Dolphins have done it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, 10%. The Bills sold 10% to Arctos Partners. Dolphins sold a 10% stake to Ayers Management and a 3% stake to Joseph Tsai. So the Bills stake was sold at a valuation of $5.8 billion. The Dolphins stake at $8.1 billion. So they got like $800 million and $580 million respectively that they can cash that they're able to use into different vehicles, whether they want it for their team or not. So yeah, I think they have a Bengals cash problem, and I think that would help solve it. That's how I would solve it.
Again, from ESPN, proposed one final offseason move for every team. We continue in the AFC North with the Pukers. Extend edge rusher T.J. Watt.
Well, yeah, that's how he wants a new contract.
He's 32.
It's now or never, or trade him. You're either extending him or trading him.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the only two options.
This article, the writer, Aaron, come on now.
He's a very smart guy.
Mandatory minicamp because of contract negotiations. If the Steelers want to have a competitive defense in 2025, they need to get him back in the building. He's going to be in the building. He's not. Same with Trey Hendrickson. They're both going to show up, and they're both going to play.
Trey Hendrickson, I think, might not.
I think T.J. Watt will play.
I think Trey Hendrickson could sit out 6 games or whatever it is.
I don't see it.
You want the season to go through. Yeah. Emmitt Smith did it.
Yeah, but that's a different – it's different if Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow sits out. I don't think Trey Hendrickson has the same leverage.
It'll be interesting
as an offensive position player.
Yeah.
For your Cleveland Browns, of all the decisions that need to be made, make some decisions on the offensive line. I thought you said this guy was smart.
He is.
4 of the 5 starters on Cleveland's offensive line will see their contracts void after the 2025 season. Joel Bitonio, Ethan Posick, Wyatt Teller, right tackle Jack Conklin. But wait, there's more. The Browns signed Tevin Jenkins as their top offensive line backup, but that was a 1-year contract. He's also a free agent in 2026. The Browns need to decide which players they want to keep past 2025 and extend 1 or 2 linemen. Jenkins is the only one of those players under 30, making him the most likely to stick around long term. Hey, one final offseason move. Go get another wide receiver. That's it.
Listen, I think a lot of that depends on how Deontay Johnson looks. But yes, that's a consensus. When I'm at the gym, if somebody's talking to me, are we going to get a receiver? That's a question I always get. What he's saying, though, is right. There needs to be some planning for this offensive line going forward. And that was one of the questions is, how many offensive linemen do we keep? And my guess would be 9. And if you kept 9, it's your starting 5. And then on the backups, you got Cornelius Lucas. You've got Tevin Jenkins. You've got Zach Zinner, who you drafted, and you got Luke Whippler. So that's still only 1 tackle there, and that's why when you talked yesterday about the picks, like I could see an offensive tackle being an early pick for this organization, especially if they have 2 picks and they don't have to use them on a quarterback, that you could get an offensive lineman because that's where you're at right now. You do not have really a future.
Yeah, and you need to see what Whippler and Zach Zinter have this year.
Yes, well, Zach Zinter was always drafted to be part of a succession plan, and we need to find out if he's ready. He looks much stronger, which I think was a big thing. I think Bloomgren will be good for him. I think it'll be good for all these guys, to be honest with you, and we'll see how that plays out. But those are the things that they are looking at. When we come back, Browns linebacker coach Jason Tarver is going to talk to us, and we're going to talk about the linebacker room. And I think this is going to be a very interesting room in terms of what it looks like, how many are on the team, all of it. It's going to be fascinating because of their big role in special teams. So you'd expect it to be 6 at a minimum, 5, especially because we only play 2 linebackers most of the time. But when we go through the names, there are a lot of guys that have played a lot of football in this room. And you're going to also have a mix of young guys in here that you've drafted or undrafted guys that you really like. So this is going to be a very competitive room, and we're going to hear from Jason Tarver about that when we return on Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, an official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. I don't know if that means what it meant when we were kids, Gibbe.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know.
I give you content. That's it.
By the way, I'm wearing my old bamboo. Very nice in the hot weather, the bamboo.
I like
it's
it.
I
can't do long sleeve. By the
way,
it's
the secret, dude.
So I've got.
It's actually the secret in hot weather.
I got a little something tomorrow.
What?
So for Christmas, the girls got us it's like a 45-minute photo shoot, family photo shoot.
Oh,
great, perfect.
I
the
love this.
Grandbaby, everybody. Okay,
yes,
fine. My wife's tickled pink. And
I'm tickled
fine.
pink. I bet you're going to be tickled pink. You've been wearing a lot of pink lately.
I know. Not tomorrow. The youngest one has the whole agenda.
Wardrobe, yeah.
And the older one and her hubby are like, what? And I was like, look, I don't want to lip from. I had to message all the boys because my daughter, my youngest, her boyfriend, basically
does he get in?
The family.
Does he get in?
He's in. But we've had this conversation. We had to have a little conversation. I was like, look, you guys zip it. Don't say anything. Don't complain. All right, let's get in. Let's get out. We have 45 minutes. I don't want drama. The sisters are already going to be fighting each other. So my daughter's like, it is white dress shirt, long sleeve, and
blue
denim.
Jeans. Yeah, I knew it.
I was like,
could have called it a mile away.
I'm a sweater in this. That's going to be a
We'll
problem.
be in an air conditioned.
No, we're outside.
Outside.
Oh, we're outside.
So somebody's coming to your.
I don't know where we're going.
Where are you going?
I'm told it's somewhere.
Let's
I'm
back,
not going to reveal that.
Let's back up real quickly. When you have this kind of a talk, is this on the phone? Do you have them? Do you have to say, come over, we need to talk?
No, with the boys?
Yeah.
No, this is a separate text chain.
If
my wife's listening, sorry, but there's something to rein everybody in and manage expectations
so you have
to make our lives a little easier.
A bros text chain, and you're like, listen.
I
kind of wanted you to be coming into the room, sit down, and you holding court. That's how I wanted that information to be disseminated.
That would be my wife. I'll sit back and when she has to get involved in that way,
they don't want that. So you're
I don't have to.
You're
say
actually the good cop.
I am the voice of reason.
Yeah, if it's coming from you,
it does not happen often. But yeah, I'm look, I don't know if any of us are really excited about this.
Just keep it between the beacons.
But the matriarch of the family is excited about it. And she wants some pictures with the grandbaby, and she wants some family pictures. And we don't really have a whole lot of family pictures. So everybody just shut up. Get it done. Yeah. I don't want to hear that you're hot. I got to bring a towel because I'm going to be sweating. None of that's good. And it's at 8 a.m. or it's at 9 a.m. I'm like, it's gonna be humid. It could be a little dicey. I don't do well with long sleeves and pants in this type of weather.
I think you're gonna do great.
But yeah,
I'm really excited.
We have family pics tomorrow.
Okay.
So I had to rein everybody in because there was a whole lot of long sleeve, the temperature. Oh my god! And then the other one's like, I got to get up at what time?
What time's the photo shoot?
9 a.m. Dude, the boyfriend he's 22.
Yeah, but is he working the graveyard shift?
A lot of times he has no problem staying up half the night. Okay, he's out. He's ready to mingle.
I think so. How long have they been dating?
Oh, I think we're at 3 or 4 years.
Okay,
it's yeah. I'm assuming
if
this
you
one
guys
will
went
happen,
on a family vacation right now,
he's going with us next week.
Okay, do they get to stay in their own room?
Yes.
Wow, I did not see that coming from Gibbe. Did not see it at all.
And the reason for that is now that my daughter is 21, she sometimes annoys me with how much she consumes and her boisterous tone, and I don't really want to deal with that.
That's okay. All right.
Adjoining rooms.
All right. So you think
it's adjoining?
Are you saying that you think
over there?
I mean, it is young. It is early, but you think maybe an engagement is in the near future?
I mean, it's not in the near future.
Okay.
No, I mean they still both have like 2 years of school left, and
we're very young. Youthful.
He's in the military. He's in the National Guard too.
Nice.
So.
Thank you for your service.
Yes. So he's got a lot going on. They got a lot to figure out and get through, but I like him. There's a sainthood that I think he deserves for sometimes dealing with my youngest. I love her to death, but she's a handful. So that's it. That's what's going on tomorrow morning. Like right off the bat on the weekend, I'm like, this sets the tone for the weekend.
At least it gives you a chance.
I'm a little worried.
At least it gives you some chance to like avoid the heat. Maybe it won't be so humid that early. I think you could be okay. I think it's smart. I think it's good strategic planning. That's what I think. Good strategic planning.
We'll see.
Yes, indeed we will. And now what we're going to do is let you know that Morgan Wallen is bringing his I'm the Problem tour to Huntington Bank Field on August 15th and 16th with country sensations Miranda Lambert, Thomas Rhett, and Ella Langley. You know, it just dawned on me that we don't get to go to this.
No. None of it.
No, my wife is not pleased about
the
that.
Friday or the Saturday.
Yeah, because we play Saturday.
Correct. Saturday at 1. Oh, you could make Saturday night.
Saturday at 1, Philly, 4, 5, 6. You'd be able to make some portion of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Tickets are on sale now at huntingtonbankfield.com/Morgan Wallen. Don't miss out on this must-see summer show. It's going to be awesome. People are pumped for this. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm really excited for? What's about to happen right now. And we're going to the podium presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here we go, baby. The man, the myth, the legend, our good friend, your linebacking coach for the Cleveland Browns, Jason Tarver.
What do you think your group's gotten?
You're done.
I think we've gotten better as a group. I really like our personality. They take out everybody in. Our 2 young rookies have been good. I mean, we don't care right now where we play. We bring the energy to the field. It's not the last day of school. If it feels like it's a sum, it's not. We're going to bring the energy today. But we're all working really well together. And they're really working on learning all the linebacker positions and learning the entire defense. That's been great.
Coach Carson, how far has he come in these last few weeks, and what's going to be his biggest challenge going into training?
Carson does a really good job of being able to focus on each play and making the next play his best play, which is one of the things that I've said before. But that's usually where a rookie will struggle, where he's worried about what he just did or hangs on to it. He figures it out, asks great questions, runs to the ball. He's led us in running to the ball, led us in scoops in the spring, which is good because we need to do that. We need to set the tempo, but the rookies should. They're younger. And really impressed with how he goes to the next play and how conscious he is within the plays. So having said that, that's the learning curve that can really help a young man play fast in this league.
Is he going to wear the green dot?
There's what I'm really excited about is how many people we have that have worn the green dot or have the ability to wear the green dot. I mean, last year we did it out of necessity. We had Jordan, Jeremiah, Mahmoud, Devin, Carson. We have a lot of guys, and Winston's growing too. We have a lot of guys that could wear the green dot, and that is unique. That doesn't happen all the time.
Unusual for a rookie?
Yeah, can be. He's wired to where he's smart and he wants to get the answer right, but also when stuff breaks down, just to chase the ball, because that's the key.
What did you think when you get Carson here and he studied bioengineering, just given your background?
Oh yeah, there was a chance when I was at UCLA that I would have taught some of his classes when I was in graduate school, which is really crazy. But yeah, I didn't know all that. My roommate who's a UCLA season ticket holder is like, you got to watch this kid. You got to watch this kid. Like right away when he started playing first couple games, when he made a tackle to save the game against Hawaii and get the ball out. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And then I start watching. I'm like, oh, he's pretty good. And then I look him up. I'm like, oh my gosh, like how would this kid? I mean, that hasn't happened. Pretty cool.
Just given what he studied and everything, like, do you think there's a similar way you guys think and everything along those lines and can communicate in a similar way?
I think he's done a really good job and growing up in his family and where he played of just the process of playing and thinking of everything. He just stays in the process and keeps it simple and goes on to the next thing. Nothing nothing's too big yet. Now, obviously, we've got games to play, so we'll see how he does. There's going to be mistakes, but as long as you learn it from the first time, you'll be good. So I think just how he's wired and how he approaches problems and solving problems is really unique. And when he stays in that, it's exciting.
Would you be a professor if you weren't doing this? Or he says,
yeah, I got my master's degree in biochemistry and molecular biology, but I just think this. I really wanted to try everything, teaching, coaching, studying, everything, to find out where I could help the most. And I think I'm really lucky to have found my passion to help us win and help these guys be the best they can be. So appreciate that.
I feel like Mahmoud has been out there kind of making plays like this early part of off-season workouts. What have you seen from him, and what would a year 3 jump look like for?
Oh, hey, I'm really excited about Mahmoud. You saw my big smile. He was really good yesterday. We emphasized some body position stuff. He got in really great shape between the first offseason's the key, and Nate and Wynn are in there right now. The first offseason, you got to get in the best shape of your life, and now you know it. And then your second one, now you know how to do it. He's even gotten better shape. His explosive numbers are through the roof. He's running. He barely looks like he gets tired. He is impressive as heck. And now he's playing all 3 positions. So when he came in last year, what we do is we give him a home first, one position out of the backers. We'll all know it all eventually. He had his one position, and when he went in the game, that's where he played. Now he's playing the other ones. So he's done a good job. Like, he had a couple plays where he's on the edge of defense yesterday that he had never done before, and they were perfect yesterday. So very excited with where he's going.
Jason, just knowing you guys are going to be without Jeremiah for this season, just how disappointing is that? I mean, guys have, when they've talked about him, said it seems like he's going to be around and still contributing in his way.
Oh, yeah. No, whenever we put anything in the linebacker text message area, like I try to put lots of things in there, Jeremiah's the first one to comment, which makes us happy. We miss him. We love him. And his progression to become everything from wearing the green dot to you name it last year, really proud of him for that. And what's helped is our younger players in the room watch that. So he helped it. We know the process because Jeremiah went through it. And so for Mahmoud and Nate and Winston and our rookies, they've seen it. And so Jeremiah's given us that. He's shown us the process, so now we can keep working through it.
JLK, prior to the draft, was known for his collisions, the way he plays the game, violent and all that. Is Schlesinger like that, only bigger?
Carson is this. Carson has a unique feel to find the ball and get it on the ground. I don't remember all his tackling stats, but in his 1 year, he was highly productive at finding a way to get somebody on the ground, and it shows. And he runs and he hustles and he does that. What's impressive about him is how, for a younger player, how well he takes care of his body. He's incredibly flexible and strong. And you can see it in how he moves, how he's able to keep his feet apart. So, yes, he can. He's a little bit taller and he can hold, and he's got a little more weight in his lower body, but he's very, very flexible. There's some movement things that they do that are very similar. Sometimes they even run out of their cleats. Sometimes when you see a great athlete slip, it's because their angle of their body, the cleat can't handle them. They're too strong for the cleat. You see that sometimes. Like if you ever see Miles slip, it's usually because, he's stronger than the thing that's holding his foot in the ground. So there's some similarities, but the best part about both of them is how hard they run to the ball and how much they want to get the ball carrier on the ground.
Okay. It seems like when we've gotten to talk to Carson, like he hasn't lost that chip on his shoulder from being a former walk-on. I guess, do you see that, and how valuable is that type of guy come in with that sort of
He's all football. All he wants to do is be the best he can be each day. And again, in a younger player in this league, that mindset is special, and I think he's going to keep it, but I will make sure he does.
Jordan Hicks, I don't know if you've mentioned him yet or not, because I was over there, but what does he give you with all the experience that he's had? How does he help you as a coach with his whole linebacker?
Well, it's a lot, and we do. There's times where I'll say, hey, Jordan, you've seen this. What do you think about this? Or what's the easiest way to say this? Or how have you done this to be productive? Because he's smart, he's so aware, he's so tough, he knows how to train his body. And Jordan's another one. He's in the moment. He goes to the next play really fast. So there's times where I'll start the meeting. Hey, Jordan, I'm going to talk about this today. What do you think? That it's highly valuable. And just how he portrays himself. I mean, you'll see these guys come out right now, and Jordan and Devin Bush will just start playing catch like little kids. They do it every day as part of their warm-up. I love that. Love that. And to get better catching the ball. But that's who he is. Like, we're all excited to be around that. That's why we do it.
Kind of back to
see Jerome Baker is a guy who provides a similar skill set to JOK, or what do you see him bringing to this linebacker?
Jerome has done a really good job out here. We're doing more 7-on-7, and that Jerome is very quick. Jerome has covered a lot of routes in his career, both in college from playing in space, here in college, and in the NFL. So his quickness and his awareness is really good. I'm really excited to see him in our system. He hasn't been able to play in our run-type fit system, which he'll get more of when we get to training camp, and I'm really excited to see where he can go.
How would you say, I know I was with him in Miami, how would you say the positions are a little bit different in that defense as opposed to?
Well, some of the times in the different defenses he played in a bunch of different schemes when he's down there, so each year was a little different for him. But there's a little bit more of 5-down fronts where he's sliding behind, making things right. And in our defense, you hear from Coach Schwartz all the time, the D-line's job is to go wreck it, and our job is to fix it. So sometimes we can move quicker forward, and with Jerome's quickness and ability, as he learns that timing, could be really good. So that would be the difference.
Cam, last one. Back to Carson. I asked him about the limited sample size in college, and he said some people might see that as a knock to him, but for him, he sees it as a way to show off that he's got a high ceiling. Where do you think that he can elevate himself and show his ceiling at during this part in training camp?
Well, I'll talk a little bit about our evaluation. Early in the year, and I talked about the Hawaii game, it was a blitz, and it broke out, and he just took off and saved a touchdown by sweeping a leg of a wide receiver. And then he punched the ball out to win the game at the end, and that game was close. So I went, okay, football awareness, hustle, big, fast athlete. And what you could see through the year is he learned from everything that happened to him. And when I interviewed him, I cut up certain plays before and said, in specific plays, whether or not he made the play, whatever it was, some he wasn't even at the point of attack, to see what he knew. He knew the scheme, he knew what it was, and he knew what he learned. So there's your answer.
What part of the draft process did you learn the most about him? Was it at the combine?
Well, when you get a kid from UCLA, and my master's degree is from there, and then I really liked him, I liked Kane, I really liked all the guys at UCLA. So I was excited to meet him anyway, so I was really, when I got to the combine, I was prepared to be able to see him, talk to him, and he had a hamstring, so he couldn't do anything. But it was all in that time where I was getting ready, like I do with every year for everybody, but I was maybe even a little more excited because it's UCLA. The linebackers are all teasing me, oh, you got your UCLA guy.
Yeah, he is excited.
Of course he is. Love Jason Tarver. He is the absolute best. Gibby, what do you want to do here? Do you want to come back and go through the linebacker room to start hour number 2?
Why don't we do that, and then we'll hear from our true fan.
We got that coming up.
2:15.
We've got the 32 best linebackers. See if I can guess the top 10 linebackers in the league. I don't know if I can do that.
We'll do all. Yeah, we'll talk through them. How about that?
I'm excited. Very excited about it. All right, 1 hour down. 1 hour to go. And by my calculations, I'm going to pretend we're at 2 o'clock here. I'm going to pretend we're at 2 o'clock. We are 19 hours away from the photo shoot.
Great.
Yeah, baby. All right, Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, an official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Vincenzo. Yes.
Dude's going to go live his best life.
Vincenzo is?
Yeah. He's out today. He's got 2 weeks.
Well, I just saw
little Turks and Caicos.
Really?
The parentals. Like it's a family trip.
Yeah, I got to go to Puerto Vallarta quite a bit, but I never got like a real exotic. I guess when I was young, we went to New Zealand, which was actually very cool. So that counts.
That counts.
Oh, yeah. That counts. The official Nana. All right. Linebacker room. Let's take a look at this room right now for the Cleveland Browns. And I think this is going to be a number 5 or 6 ultimately on the roster. Guys who are for sure on the roster, Jordan Hicks, Carson Schlesinger. I think those two are locks for you. The thing here is you really have 7 guys for the 5 or 6 spots that I think are really in the mix. Devin Bush, who played very well last year. Mahmoud Diabate, who's been on the roster ever since his rookie year. Winston Reed, who they liked a lot. And then Jerome Baker, who they signed. Those 6 feel like the 6, but they drafted Buki Watson, who was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year prior to being drafted by the Browns in the 5th round last year. Needed to make a little bit of a transition to the position, but somebody that they're very high on as well. So you've got 7 guys, I think, for those 5 spots, and I think that's going to be a fascinating thing. Or it's 7 guys for 6 spots, but I think that's going to be fascinating to watch. Now, again, you'll probably be able to get one of them to the practice squad, and that makes it a little easier. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be a very competitive room. And then what it looks like, in practice is going to be not in practice, in games. What it looks like when they're actually how they deploy them in reality will be interesting because Jerome Baker's got will capabilities. Schlesinger is a Mike linebacker, but Hicks is a Mike linebacker as well. Bush is more of a Sam. Diabate is more of a Sam/Mike. Reed is kind of can do it all, and Watson's more of a bigger guy, so I'd probably put him more Sam. But, we're only going to play 2 linebackers the majority of the time, so I think it's going to be Schlesinger and Hicks a lot, but Jerome Baker, with his speed, he could be out there doing some of the things that they would have wanted Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah to do. So that's what I think is going to be interesting. How do you actually rotate this defensive unit, and how does it play out?
Yeah, I know that JOK is a huge loss for this football team.
Yes,
this is a talented room still.
Very.
They've got some playmakers here.
Yeah, Hicks is a stud. Schlesinger, I think, is, as we've talked about, is a very interesting performer. And what that ends up looking like is going to be, when we're in nickel, for example, is it Schlesinger and Hicks, or is it Baker and Schlesinger? Is it Baker and Hicks? That's what I'm talking about in terms of what does this actually look like when we're getting into the mix.
Winston Reed, a guy that I really, really like.
Yeah.
On special teams, made his presence felt. I know Tarves likes him. It's a guy definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
I think this is a position you mentioned. It's seven guys for 5 spots.
Or 6.
Maybe 6. You got to make your bones in the special teams room, more so maybe than the defensive side.
Yeah. That's how you make the roster.
Yeah. I mean, and we can't go to sleep on Diabate.
And you can't go sleep on Devin Bush, who played very well for the Browns last year.
Yeah.
So there are quite a few options, but, I think you're talking Jerome Baker, you're talking Schlesinger, you're talking Buki Watson. There are just a lot of guys that will be interesting to see how this ultimately plays itself out in terms of who is where for these linebackers and in what situations.
Yeah. All right. Couple big questions for you.
Yep.
Whose stock is up? Who needs to step up in this linebacker room?
Stock up. I think that's a good question. I think Schlesinger has, made a very strong impression in the early going, so I'd say maybe his stock is up a little bit, and it's good to see, Hicks out there and healthy. There's a lot of talent in the room. I mean, you think about a room in which, it's much more experienced than I think it has been in years past. And what do I mean by that is, you say, well, we got a rookie in there. So Jordan Hicks has played 134 games with 131 starts. Devin Bush has played in 81 games with 61 starts. Jerome Baker has played in 104 games with 90 starts. So, I mean, you've got some real veteran experience in that room to go with the rookie and the young guys And, Diabate has only been in the league for 2 years, but he's played plenty of games as well. He's been in 29 games. He started 11 games last year for the Browns. Mahmoud Diabate had 70 tackles last year for the Cleveland Browns. So you've got a lot of guys in this room that have played a lot of football, and then also Carson Schlesinger. So I think it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Step up is more along the lines of like Jordan Hicks, that green sticker guy. We saw it with Anthony Walker. Like the injury bug starts to creep up on you. Got to see him healthy.
Yeah, you want to see him stay healthy. And I think, when people were saying Schlesinger was drafted because of JOK, Schlesinger was really more drafted because to be the succession plan at Mike linebacker.
Absolutely.
Now, Hicks played in 19, 20, 21, 22, did not miss a game, had 150 tackles, 118, 116, 129. In 2023, he had 107 tackles but played in 13 games. Last year, 12 games, 78 tackles for the Cleveland Browns. So first time since 2018 that he did not have, 190 tackles or more. First time since 2019 didn't have 100 tackles or more. So it was, from that standpoint, a little bit of a down year for him in terms of availability and productivity. And then the other thing I want to look at was, so he played about 80% of the snaps on defense, which is in line with it. A few years back, he played 100% in Arizona, 92, 97, Minnesota 81, 92, and then last year 80. So that was his lowest snap count since 2017 from a percentage basis and overall at 604 snaps. So you want to see him healthy and playing more, and we'll see how they, again, Schlesinger, where does he fit in? How does that work out?
Absolutely. Next, what should our reasonable expectations be for rookie linebacker Carson Schlesinger?
I think you want to see if he can be a productive player for you, at least in sub packages. I expect him to be really good. I mean, this is a guy that was very good. You took him early, the first pick of the second round. It's like basically a first-round pick. Like, I expect him. I think he should be playing all the time.
Yeah.
He should earn the right to play all the time. But that to me
was not they were not sure by the time their second pick in the second round came around that he was going to be there.
No, in fact, they were pretty sure that he wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X factor in this linebacker room?
I think Jerome Baker is probably the X factor to me in that room, just because he's got kind of that speed and size, and that makes him somewhat similar on some level to JOK, right? Like, that is, in terms of what he could do in this defense, it could be similar. So he's 6'2", it says 230. JOK was, or is, 6'2", 221. Baker, I think, is maybe a little bit leaner than that at this point, but I think he's a little bit of an X factor just because of what he can do, his size, his speed, and how he can maybe do some of the things that JOK did. Because if you're looking for that out of Schlesinger, we're talking, this is a completely different size guy. Schlesinger is a big, big guy. I think coming out, he's a little bit bigger. He seems taller, so we'll see. We'll see there.
The player we aren't talking about right now, but we will be talking about at the end of the season, is blank. Is there one in this room?
That's the real question. Yeah, Schlesinger is 240. That's what I thought. I think it could be Buki Watson. It could be Winston Reed, because we're really talking about everybody else quite a bit. You're going to talk about Schlesinger, but I think that he has an opportunity to really, hopefully he is a very productive player right out of the gate. And you're talking about him maybe as being an elite kind of player as you get out of here at the end of this season.
All right. More on how our linebacker room compares to the rest of the league from PFF's Mason Cameron, ranking the 32 best linebackers in the NFL. I will tell you this. We have a Cleveland Brown in the top 32.
Jordan Hicks is good.
Jordan Hicks is in Tier 5 for them. The Browns' linebacking core marred by injuries in 2024. Hicks was no exception. Despite missing 5 games, played a pivotal role in the team's defense following the injury to JOK. Hicks earned his highest PFF overall grade since leaving Philly in 2018. He will now again play a crucial role in Cleveland in 2025.
All right.
Can you give me the top 5 linebackers?
Let's see.
Do you think you could do that?
All right, so Roquan Smith.
He's number 4.
Okay. Fred Warner.
Number 1.
Okay. Bobby Wagner.
Not in the top 10.
Not in the top 10. Zach Bond.
Wagner's 3.
Wagner is 3rd?
Wait, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
My fault. My apologies.
Zach
Good catch.
Zach Bond.
Number 2. You're 4 for 4. Can you get number 5?
Can I ask one question first?
Sure.
Is he a former Brown?
No.
Levante David.
So close.
No. Is he in the top 10?
No.
No?
No, and he's actually not. I just double-checked it.
All right. DeMario Davis. He's not the answer, but
he is like 22nd.
DeMario Davis is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have C.J. Mosley, 15. He's
retired, so he doesn't count.
DeMario Davis was 21. Levante David was 22.
22, okay. Logan Wilson from the Bengals.
No.
Bobby Okereke from the Giants.
Number 6.
Okay. Nick Bolton.
No.
No.
Nick Bolton's 13.
All right, that's not that bad.
No.
All right, give me a
AFC
conference. AFC
West.
AFC West. And not Bolton.
Just giving you some of the other ones. Devin Lloyd was 7. Jack Campbell was 8th.
I was going to say Jack
9.
Campbell.
T.J. Edwards was 10.
Okay. Are they counting like Nick Bonito as a linebacker?
No.
No. Is it a Bronco?
Yes.
Cody Barton?
No. So that's why I'm wondering if there's a reason.
He played in the NFC West last season.
Oh, see, they don't. We ran into this the other day.
He played in the NFC West last season.
Okay, that's why.
I don't know.
Dre Greenlaw.
Oh, the former Niner.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't even,
Wasn't he
they
hurt?
They should tell you that.
Isn't he hurt? Didn't he tear his Achilles like in the Super Bowl 2 years ago?
Or his ACL, one of the two.
He played in 2 games last year.
How the heck can he be at the top of this list?
He's top 5. There's Tier 1, which is Fred Warner. Tier 2, Bond, Wagner, Roquan Smith, Greenlaw.
I guess they're assuming he'll be healthy again. Okay.
While there are questions regarding the level he can return to, Greenlaw's ceiling is high and worthy of this lofty placement.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
So there's that.
All right. Interesting. Did not see that coming.
Nope.
All right, but you know what you can see? London, Detroit, Las Vegas. True fan travel. We're going to hear all about that when we come back here on Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, an official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns.
Very happy now to be joined by the CEO of True Fan Travel, Vince Rizzuto. Vince, this is a lot of fun. It gives what you guys do is give people an opportunity to go travel to awesome destinations, put together these great packages. The Browns Takeovers program, where Browns fans can go, and this year it's Detroit, London, Las Vegas. Just how did you guys kind of come up with this concept, and tell us about these Browns Takeovers and why people should get on board?
Thanks for having me on today. I mean, it all starts in my hometown of Philadelphia, and we've been running trips for fans for 8 years. What we learned is that there's passionate fans all across the country, not just in Philadelphia, and we felt at home in Cleveland. When we started expansion, we talked to 8 to 10 different teams, and we felt most at home in Cleveland. And the first year, last year, was incredible. The 3 trips that we did last year were great, but this year with the international, with all the new draft picks and the new hope that this is going to be the year, we're really excited.
As you mentioned, it's the second year for this partnership. We did it last year, and now this year. Talk about London, because that's obviously the big one. I think anybody who's a Browns fan said, okay, we got an opportunity to go, international here to see our team. You guys have True Fan Travel. You have a Browns Takeover. You're coordinating a double-decker bus tour, a welcome party on the River Thames, on top of alumni meet and greets. I know Joe Hayden will be there. Josh Cribbs will be there. Tailgates, all of it. What can people expect when they head across the pond? Because that's got to be that's the big one right there, going to London.
We have 30 NFL trips this year.
Wow.
And this is the one I'm most excited about, is the Browns in London. Josh and Joe were incredible last year in Las Vegas. Hanging out with the fans, the Q&A, the meet and greet, even at the tailgate playing beer pong. It was awesome. And I have to include Bridget Linton in that same conversation. The best host we've ever had on a trip. That's why we're bringing her back. So take that energy and that Browns energy with London, which is an incredible place. We've actually done 3 or 4 trips to London with different fan bases. We're experts there. It's an incredible place. There's so much history. There's so much to do. The fans love it. And there's going to be a ton of Browns fans that live in London that are going to be meeting up with us, coming to certain events. But the cool thing about the international games is you'll see 32 jerseys. You're going to see these fans that just love the game. And then you're going to see the Browns fans that are there for the win as well.
And we certainly hope we get that win, and you mentioned not only going to London, but then getting back into Vegas. This is your second time there, so you guys have that. I'm sure that's another one that's got to be a big one. Everybody loves to go to Vegas. You've got that one well scouted out. What can people expect when they head back to in the desert and have a lot of fun?
There must have been 20,000 or more Browns fans in Vegas last year. Wherever you went, you saw them. We had 300 in our group, and they probably had some of the best time. There was some people that did not want to leave the tailgate and go into the game. We were having so much fun. So there's a couple small differences. We stayed at Planet Hollywood last year. This year, we're staying at Mandalay Bay.
Nice.
It's definitely an incredible resort. It's right next to the stadium. We can kind of take out the biggest curveball in Vegas is that transportation, trying to get to the stadium, trying to get out. We're the closest place. So a quick walk to the stadium, great pools, outdoor activities. We're going to have some different players this year than we had last year. So it's going to be, even if you went last year, and we are seeing people come back for Vegas round 2, it is going to be a different trip. And also a different result.
Yes, hopefully, more importantly, yes, a different result. Christian Kirksey, Kevin Mack will be out there. And then Detroit Rock City, which a lot of people, that's just a short one for people in Cleveland, but Browns fans around the country, around the world coming to Detroit. The top dog, Hanford Dixon, will be there. It's the 40th anniversary of the Dog Pound. He's one of the founding members, along with Frank Minifield. So what's that one like when you go to the Motor City?
Hanford was incredible last year to work with.
Perfect for these.
With our group. Oh, my gosh. And one of the memories I have is we were in Washington, D.C. last year with 250 Browns fans, tailgating, getting ready for game day. He was there, got on the mic, did a little bit of singing. Woman and her father who had won the tailgate, and they still reach out to us about how incredible that was, how they got to meet him in the VIP area. So having him travel with us to Detroit is really cool. This is the first time that we're doing a bus trip for Browns fans. So we're going to meet at the stadium. We're going to go down on a Saturday morning. We spend one night at the hotel, pep rally, and then we'll tailgate, go to the game, and be home by Sunday night. So no time off from work, a quick trip up and back. really excited for that one.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about doing any of the driving. You hop on that bus and you're going to be there, and it's going to be a great time. So those are the 3 trips this year. It's the second year of the partnership between the Browns and True Fan Travel, the Browns Takeovers program, London, Las Vegas, and Detroit. And then for people who want to kind of maybe learn more or ask questions to your team directly, I know that True Fan Travel will be on site at the ESPN block party this weekend. So, man, this is that's very cool. You guys will be there. So any Browns fans who have questions can really come talk to you guys and get signed up.
Absolutely, guys. We'll have our team out there. Ask us any questions. Reach out anytime. You can find us at browns.com/takeovers. And we're waiting for you guys. Let's take over these stadiums and let's get to the playoffs this year.
Let's do it. And guess what? Even better right now, they're providing a code for $100 off any trip this week if you use the code Browns100 at checkout. True Fan Travel, their CEO, kind enough to join us, Vince Rizzuto. Vince, thank you so much for all you do. And hopefully we run into each other. I think we'd have a good time together on one of these trips.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen the first one. Go Browns. Talk soon. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
All right, there you see it on the. Can we throw that back up there? That was good. Premium travel.
Jordan made
good
that
job,
this morning.
Jordan. Way to go. London, October 1st to the 7th.
7 days.
Detroit, September 27th, 28th. Vegas, November 21st to the 24th. Includes flights, hotel, all-inclusive parties, events with former players, game ticket, and more. Go to browns.com/takeovers, and there's a code right now for $100 off, which we gave in the interview. So book now. Do it.
I mean, you have all your options there. If you want to just do a quick overnight, there and back, up and back.
On the bus?
Detroit.
Yep.
You want to go for a weekend? Oh, by the way, there's also an F1 race. So if you wanted to go to the Vegas game anyways, might be a little tough securing everything. Not with this. Everything's covered. Living your best life in Vegas. The weekend before Thanksgiving. That's right. It's an early Christmas gift. Just stay out there.
Let's go.
Know. And then, or if you want the Big Daddy, go to London for 7 days. I don't think we're going to be in London for 7 days. But
no, but it seems like a great time.
In London for 7 days.
It seems like a fantastic time for you. A guy who will be in London, and we'll see. We don't know. Might be throwing the football around.
Oh, boy.
Browns' 5th-round pick, rookie quarterback Shador Sanders. He appeared on the BPA, the best podcast available, with Browns play-by-play voice Andrew Siciliano. And then we're going to hear from Gibbe post-interview, which is
we have a little fun. There was a moment in this interview that Shador with the assist.
All right, going to be fun. Take a listen.
Shador Sanders, we saw that
goes down.
Walking out of the building here at the Cross Country Mortgage Fieldhouse, and you looked at that grass. Yeah. How good was it day one on Friday to actually put that 12 on, get to that in a second, and be a Cleveland Brown?
It felt amazing. I came here on the 30 visit, and, I was just anxious at that time, wanting to know where I'm going to end up at, where I'm going to be, and what franchise I'm going to have a chance of turning around. So I was just excited that finally, everything came true, and, this building is extremely comfortable.
The end of a long journey. I would have to think that actually getting that whole process, getting the pro day, getting all of that behind you, and actually putting a helmet on and throwing a football just felt normal again, didn't it?
It did. It did. So that's why I told myself, yesterday, after yesterday practice, I said, I got to have more fun.
Did you not have fun?
No, I have a lot. No, for sure I have fun, but you got to think in those processes so serious all the time. And whenever you're around the teammates and just being around everybody now, it gave me that wholesome feeling again, just being around just the team chemistry, the different personalities that you're going to meet, just all those different type of things.
So, be loose, in other words. Be yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll say that. That's what teams bring out of you. So now everybody gelling with each other, everybody met each other, so it's real exciting that, I'm excited for today's practice.
It feels like the pressure's off you a little bit more. Pressure is a weird
not
phrase,
not
but
really
the weight
pressure.
of the world of the whole process.
Nah, not really the weight of the process. It's you actually able to meet and understand different human beings that is in the same process with you. That's what the most interesting thing and fun thing to me is now, that these are actual people too.
We don't see it, but you're wearing 12. You're joking to the media that you're not buying anyone else's number right now.
I'm not doing that.
No, but did 12 feel good? It's Dad's number backwards.
You get the hint. You get the hint. So, yeah, it felt good wearing it for sure. It felt good wearing it. We're going to feel good wearing it. It's about what I do in the number, for real.
I love what you said. You said, you're not here to prove people wrong. Finish it for me. You are
here to prove myself right.
How do you prove yourself?
Win games. I think that's what all the fans and that's what everybody want to see, and just be the person I know I am.
How do you embrace this competition? Not just with Dylan Gabriel, but with the other quarterbacks in what we all agree is a crowded quarterback room. Mm-hmm. How do you do that?
Just focus on myself and what I need to do to get better in any areas, I'm lacking in.
What have your first couple of days, you've been here for a while now, a couple of weeks now, been in Cleveland, whether it's going to meet kids at a high school, working out, sitting in your hotel room, I know, watching the Cavs and grinding on the playbook as well. What's that all been like for you?
It's been a good experience. It's been different for me. It's adjustment, I would say. But it was adjustment for the better. And, when I get to my hotel room, I feel comfortable in there every day, because I know I'm not leaving here until they say. So it's exciting, that I'm able to have a nice place to sleep at that's make me feel cozy, make me feel at home. I know I won't be switching rooms and getting in and out of, different hotel rooms.
How important is it for you to get out in the community?
I would say it's extremely important, but it's important for my own happiness.
How does it make you happy?
It makes me happy because I'm being able to connect with people, connect with human beings, and not just because this is the thing. If you live in a world of social media, you're gonna think very negatively, and this for all athletes. You'll think very negatively about yourself, or you'll feel too high up. You get what I'm saying? Because that's how media is. You're either gonna be high up or they're gonna tear you down. It's gonna be one or two. There's no in between. So for me, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I focus on, real life. I never seen hate in real life by fans and people spectating that I met ever. So hate only exists online, basically.
How do you deal with it? Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying hate, it's spotlight. Some of it can be negative, certainly. How do you deal with that?
It's the same as it is every year. So I'm accustomed to it. I'm used to it. So I don't even really, focus on it. It don't live in my mind at all.
What's the biggest misconception about you, whether it be from social media
I
elsewhere?
don't know what people think of me. I don't know what people think of me. So if we had just a questionnaire and put everybody in the building, what do you think about Shador eventually, then I'm pretty sure it'll be number positive.
I guarantee you there'll be plenty of positives as well, and there'll be positives when you get out there on the field as well. You have a message here for Browns fans who have been, speaking of social media, obviously sitting on their phones, hanging on their phones, looking for every possible clip of you or Dylan or any of these rookies, Mason Graham, all the way down the line. What is your message here for the Dog Pound?
We're here to work. Simple. That's what we came here to do. That's what we're going to do.
All right, and that work begins this weekend. Shador, the 12 looks good, man.
Begins now.
Begins now.
Actually, yesterday.
All right, well, we're about to get out there for day 2. Good luck with that, my friend.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed that conversation with Shador Sanders. I want to pull back the curtain, if I could, for you here. So I actually made the rookie mistake. To show you the kind of teammate Shador is at the very beginning of that interview, I got the days wrong. I mean,
I don't know why.
We've all been on the road. Everyone's been working. And I said that today was, what day is it? I got the day wrong. I said it was Friday. It's on Saturday, your first day as a Brown in uniform.
Saturday?
Saturday.
Friday. Yeah.
Oh, I got my days wrong. You want to do it again? Dude. Right? And he looked at me. Huh? And he's corrected me. And then I didn't get it. And then this was like 20 seconds into the interview. And then I'm like, oh, man, I got the days wrong. We had a good laugh about it. And then we started over. But, like, you saw a little glimpse of him. Like, he was going to be a good teammate. He was going to help you out. He was going to pick you up.
Throwing you the life preserver.
Right?
And you drown low again.
And we started over. And then I also really thought that came through again later in the interview when he said that, Gibby, he said after day one of practice that he wasn't really himself. And part of being himself is getting that energy from his teammates and learning everyone's name and getting to know the people you're going to be sharing a locker room with. And that process is something that he really enjoys, and that with each passing day, he's going to be more of himself.
Yeah. I mean, you saw it a little bit today with the media.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an environment he thrives in. He can handle himself. And that, I think a lot of that is him. Some of it, obviously, he gets from his father with being able to handle the media. But, I mean, that's you saw the confidence a little bit more today.
Yeah, and another thing from that as well, Browns fans, I don't know if it was the reason he picked 12, but 12 is the opposite of the number his dad wore, which was 21. And when I pointed that out, he said, "You get it."
Good stuff there, Gibbe. Shador, nice kid helping out Mr. Siciliano there.
Giving him an assist. That's right. Good interview, though.
You know who else wore number 12? And I could be wrong about this, but it popped into my head. Speaking of giving, didn't John Stockton wear number 12?
I think so.
He did.
Yeah, there we go.
Distributor.
John Stockton, great distributor, and that's what Shador Sanders wants to be at this level. So Greg Cosell said he could be like a great point guard at this level, and that's what certainly the Browns
John Stockton's 63 years old.
He's still a stud.
That's
he was an absolute stud. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into the mailbag. We got a lot of questions for us
from the YouTube
chat. So lots of fun there. That's coming up here on Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Elk Serious Lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO for your free case review. Elk and Elk's proud partner of the Cleveland Browns. All right, Gibbe.
Hi. All right.
What do you got for us?
We have a few mailbag questions.
Okay.
Compliments of our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Browns.
Let me ask you a question first before you get into that.
Giddy up.
I still don't know what's going on with the Hoff in this fence, and he won't answer it, and you're saying I don't get the joke, and I know I don't get the joke. I still want to know what happened. I want to know what actually happened.
I don't have an answer on that. It's just going
I
off
think
of his
so.
joke.
In his bunkhouse, and maybe it was just for a turkey camp, but in the bunkhouse there are always bananas.
Sure, they're healthy. They're good.
Bunches of bananas. So I thought he was saying that one of his guys must have done it, and this was the banana that was left there.
Not the case. He was making a joke.
Somebody slipped on the banana peel.
Yeah.
All right. I still don't get
there happened to be a banana peel right there where the accident
in real
was.
life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's
he was
going
super serious in the pictures he posed this morning.
Yeah, that Hoff beef, the red, white, and blue Hoff beef head is electric. Need it.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
How about that?
Yeah, that's a good looking hat. And then he had the flies
Not that
all
you
over
don't
the
do
place.
everything for us already, but
no, the Hoff is.
How about a little?
What a human.
How about one of those hats?
Hey, it's my birthday, and it goes with my birthday.
America.
Well, 4th of
Something
July.
else I
4th
saw
of
on
July.
the pickup truck yesterday.
Man,
I'm not going to get into, but
good content.
Boy, it's a hell of a way to
content.
Go to a bar to try to pick up somebody.
It's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, incredible.
Yep.
All right.
All right. This is an interesting one. Phantom Kratos.
Okay.
If you could change the Browns' colors in uniforms, what colors would you change it to? I don't know if we can talk about that.
Yeah, no, I think that
it's the Browns.
the Cleveland Browns.
The orange.
So if I was back in the day when I got pranked on with the uniforms, which were so much better than the uniforms they actually revealed.
Awesome.
I liked kind of a dark brown, like a dark brown. And I would add a gray color to our palette so that we could use that, like a gray and orange Tennessee as like a one-off. That's really it. But I'm sticking with brown, orange, and white is the main three. But I would add gray to our color palette, or like a silver to our color palette.
Okay. From Jack Scheibel. Hopefully, I
be
didn't
careful
screw
with some
that
of
up.
these names, by the way. Make sure that you're not getting led down a primrose path here with one of these names. You made me nervous right there just after the first name.
Does Gibby know his doppelganger is Bruiser from Ocean's 11? So I had to look it up, and this is, I don't know.
I mean, I see what they're going for. Tall. You're an intimidating man. You have a goatee, but it's a different goatee.
Yeah, this is a bad mamma jamma. I don't need that.
You're a bad mamma jamma. What did I say yesterday? If somebody comes at me wearing plum and pink like that in concert, I'm running.
That's right.
Yeah, it was.
I kept asking the missus. I go, "We good on this? Does this look right?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, you look great." I said, "All right, I'm gonna roll with it. Whatever. I'm comfortable." Ian Coleman. If you could bring back any Brown receiver to play 1 year on this team, who would you pick? I mean, it'd have to be Josh Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peak Josh Gordon?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Josh Gordon. I mean, how far back are we going?
It says any Brown receiver to play 1 year on this team.
I mean,
Dante Lavelli is
Paul Warfield.
Yeah, there's some legends
for sure. But let's go from the modern era.
Yeah,
I would say Josh Gordon.
That's what I was going off
of. A healthy Odell, and then Jarvis.
No, I'd put Jarvis up ahead.
I would put Jarvis ahead of him as well.
Yeah,
I love Jarvis.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon though.
Josh Gordon
that's the answer.
He was a problem. Braylon Edwards had
led
one
the league in
exceptional
receiving
year here too.
He did. He had 16 touchdowns.
Yep.
How about this? 5 weeks from today, Lions-Chargers Hall of Fame game.
I'm not. Nope.
5 weeks?
Nope.
Wow.
No, thank you.
Man.
No, thank you.
Okay.
My nephew's got an MMA fight down there that weekend. I go, do you know it's the Hall of Fame weekend? It's a big MMA fight, though.
Wow.
There are some big names and some big people coming to watch. We'll see. He's undefeated.
Let's go. Good luck.
Town Brown. I love how I have to pause. I'm doing this in real time.
Be careful. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I don't even know what that means, so we're going to go on to the next one. The Complainer. What is the most expensive or valuable thing you owned that your children destroyed or lost? I was definitely over the top with my girls. Like, you're not taking the iPad. Like, or if you do, like, you're giving it back to me when you're done with it, because I have no faith that I'm going to get it back in any workable shape.
I don't remember them really destroying anything of super expensive because they weren't around that. I do remember, though, when I was in high school and I was going to Sky West Golf Course in the Bay Area to play a little golf, and I would work there with the pro in the summers. And I went out there, a guy named Ken Drew, legend. Went out there, and on the way, I got hit, not my fault, in my dad's Toyota Camry. And I remember calling him.
That doesn't go well for you in any way,
and
shape,
telling
or form.
him, and it was, again, not my fault. I was, like, by the, law, not my fault. And I called him, and without saying, are you okay?
First question.
Was not the first question.
Yeah.
He asked something about the car. I told him the damage, and he said that you just hurt the only thing I love, or something like that. It was so messed up, dude. It was so messed up, but it was hilarious. But you just ruined the only thing I love,
Camry?
or something like that. Oh, he loved that Camry. Let me tell you something. Loved it.
I mean, you can get great mileage. I drove my Corolla literally into the ground.
It was a taupe color. He loved that car, and it was, again,
maybe
not
more
my
than
fault.
you.
Clearly, he didn't even care how I was doing. He just was like, "Yeah, you ruined. Maybe it was ruined. You ruined the one thing I love." And I'm like, first of all, it wasn't my fault. I'm a victim here. And by the way, do you care if I'm okay? Do you care if I'm healthy? If my being is okay?
The youngest one got into a little
Nana's
fender
listening, she
bender
remembers
a couple
that.
years ago.
Yeah.
And, my wife's like, hey, just FYI. Like, thinking I was going to be mad. I'm like, well, is she okay?
Right.
Like, okay. Like, we'll figure out the car thing. And
That's
so
a
few days
reasonable-
later, we got to go see the car. And I'm like, okay, now I have questions. Because how the hell did it get to be that? Why does it look like that if you had a minor fender bender?
Was she?
And it
at
was
fault?
her fault.
Yeah, that's sad.
And I'm like, okay, what else were you doing? Because this doesn't make any sense to me.
Something about
then
this
the
doesn't
anger
add up.
came.
Yeah, fair.
Real quick, one more from Ian. Cleveland Brown, do all four QBs play in the first preseason game?
I got to tell you something. If by the time we get to the preseason, if they think that Pickett or Flacco is the guy, I don't know that you necessarily see them in the preseason. I think you could see just like all Gabriel and Shador.
I need to see all four at some point here. Enough. Contain your excitement and enthusiasm.
I don't think you need to see Joe. I don't think you need to see Joe Flacco in the preseason. I think maybe you will at some point, or maybe it's 3-1 game, 3 another game, and then the last one is just the two rookies. But I think if they know what they're doing, I think and somebody's like won this job. I don't think you mess with it.
I want all four. I don't care when they play, but they need to play.
I want to see a lot of the rookies, dude. That's what I want to see a lot of Gabriel and a lot of Shador.
We shall see.
All right.
So much more.
So much more to come. Getting ready for the weekend. Oh, baby. Cleveland Browns Daily. Brought to you by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Everybody, if anybody listening is in the New York area and you go and you get the George Costanza bobblehead where he's sleeping under the desk that they're giving away, which might be the best bobblehead giveaway ever, and you are too young to care about George Costanza, send it to us, 76 Lou Groza Boulevard. Attention CBD crew, and we will proudly display it.
I will get you swag for that.
Yes, we will proudly display it here. So
10.
Work on that. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. The next level is next. Thanks for listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.